FFR. I'm Giga, here with Wildham on restreaming duty and Socket on tracking for the FFMQ Randos monthly community race for the month of May in 2025. Before anything else, I will go over all the flags. We've got expert logic, meaning crests may be logically required. We've got save the crystals set for go mode, which means all the fiends are required for us to get the sky coin. We've got NPCs excluded. Hint NPCs are turned off, so there's no in-game hints. Chests and battlefields are prioritized for important items. So those will be what our runners should be going to first and foremost. Our battlefield rewards are shuffled as usual. We've got green battlefields giving money, gray battlefields giving experience, and blue battlefields giving important items. There will only be one mob per battlefield. Enemy scaling is set to 50 to 150% for regular enemies and just straight vanilla stats for bosses. Our Randomizer settings are script shuffle, so there will be no random attacks. It's just enemy scripts may be shuffled around. So say the brownie could go on the Minotaur or so on. Dark King will likely be an easy fight because of that, because script shuffle extends all the way up to the Dark King for this run. Our progressive formations are set to region strict, meaning Earth continent enemies will be on the Earth continent always, never anywhere else, regardless of our overworld shuffle settings. Speaking of which, overworld shuffle is on, and crest shuffle is not. So crests will always go where you expect them to, or crest warps, I mean, will always go where you expect them to, and the ice pyramid may show up in the Earth continent, even though it's supposed to be in the ice continent. Our runners are off. Both of them immediately heading straight to the battlefield to the east of where they started, which is a fantastic idea. It will be giving experience, and Ben does need those levels. Going back to the flags for a moment. Ben's leveling curve is set to the default of 2.5 times experience. Enemy density inside dungeons is set to 50%. I did mention how battlefields only have one mob. We get one random starting companion, and that's it. This time it's Tristram. Companion locations. Companion locations are standard, meaning we will find them where we're supposed to in vanilla. Kaylee will be in the Light Temple. Tristram would have been in the Sand Temple if he weren't in our party. Kaylee will be in Foresta, and so on and so forth. Ruben in his house. Leveling is set to quests extended, meaning Tristram will have 4 random quests that he needs to get from level 7 to 15 to 23, and so on. Spells are extended, meaning we get Tristram's vanilla spells, which really don't amount to much, plus a few more. I recall seeing that he gets Flare at level 41, so if our runners do all 4 of Tristram's quests, he will have access to that. And that's about it for the flags.
Of note, NPCs are excluded, so
Yes.
so the Kaylee quest and the other companion quests won't really amount to anything.
That is correct. Thank you, Ham. Ham will be joining me on comms as well. I forgot to mention that.
I'll be trying.
Doing your best is all anyone can expect of you. We see the location of the sand coin in the old man's house in Foresta. And this dude speaks grabs fire from the healing house in Foresta. We don't have resistance rando turned on, do we?
No, we don't.
So fire will be very useful when it comes to the water continent. We also have our runners buying a ton of seeds. They don't plan on duping items at all, I assume. Farfalu being the first one to make his way over to the water continent. Up there, he finds the tree wither. That will get the Kaylee quest online. I say Kaylee, but it'll be Kaylee's mom doing it. That flag has become kind of standard, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's very nice to have Kaylee right away accessible.
And this dude speaks is now getting over to the water continent as well. Farfalu grabs the river coin from an early battlefield in the water continent. It looks like traversal through the continents is going to be in a vanilla order, if not vanilla locations for the coins. Unfortunately, we're kind of lacking in weapons at the moment, so our runners are going to have a bit of a tough time against the enemies.
Yeah, but if we have a lot of seed and meteor already, that should go pretty well anyway.
It should. But that's if they manage to survive long enough to actually cast it. Speaks poking his nose into the upper portion of the mountain. Sorry, a volcano. Floor 2, taking a look. There was a brown chest there. Nothing too important.
Oh, flare!
Farfalu finding flare is really big. This dude speaks is just about to get it himself once this battle's over. But flare is the strongest spell in the entire game. You get one charge for it every 4 levels on Benjamin. And its base power is 1,800, if I recall correctly. And I do recall correctly. That's after all the damage formula calculations. It's 1,800 damage on a 0 magic enemy when you have 0 magic. Was that... I didn't get a good chance to look at the chicken's dead spray. Was that ground chicken?
I think I missed it. I missed it too. So, but these hags seem to be pretty nasty, so they might give us another chance to have a look at it.
Farfalu completing Tristram's first quest. So Tristram is now level 15, and I believe he may have more spells. I'm not certain about that.
Yes, you get Quake. Really great spell, Quake.
Everyone's favorite spell. Quake is the weakest spell in the game. Both Flare and Quake are forced to be multi-target, which really doesn't help their damage output. Because multi-target attacks have their damage output divided and then the defense subtracted from the enemies. Quake only does 225 damage from a 0 magic player character to a 0 magic enemy that doesn't resist or be weak to it. So in every situation, people are going to want to cast Flare instead of Quake.
Oh yeah, but The next level for Tristan, though, is going to be great, as he does get exit after his next quest.
And everyone wants exit.
Yeah, it's a really strong utility spell.
Speaking of, let's go over the quests. Like we already saw, the first one is to visit the summit of the volcano. Next, we can do the quests in any order, but the next quest in the list is to save any one crystal. We'll get that over the course of the game. We have to build the Rainbow Bridge and defeat Dullahan. Each of those 4 things will get Tristan to his next tier of levels.
Yeah, so Andy's flag, the Rainbow Bridge is, I believe, is optional. So
It is, yes. We have the
yeah.
Doom Castle shortcut turned on.
So this might be skipped if the Thunder Rock is really well hidden. And Jolan is kind of an annoying boss to have to face. So this is also one that might be skipped.
Right. The Dullahan is locked behind the Dragon Claw. So if our runners find that, that'll be very nice. Because the script might be shuffled to something that's kind of worthless, to be honest. But if not, then... well, our runners just might skip the Dullahan, like Ham said. And honestly, could anyone blame them?
Yeah, no. Oh, and so this peak's going to face Snow Crab. Let's see if there's anything nasty on this.
Rip Earth. So the Snow Crab either has the Skullerous or Flamerous skill set. Resistance Rando is not turned on, so the crabs will be weak to Axe Element, but we don't have access to that at the moment.
We do have Flare, though.
We do have Flare. Flare is a good replacement for any weakness as long as the enemy is not resistant to fire. Apollo Helm.
Well, speaking of
Being a
fire resistance,
fantastic reward from the Snow Crab. It is just fire resistance, but it's 15 points of defense. And you can't argue with 15 points of defense. Libra Crest being found in the bottom floor of the Doom Castle from the Sun Coin door.
do we know where was Suncoin?
Sun Coin was in one of the battlefields in the Fire Continent.
Okay. So this dude speak should find it pretty quickly too.
Mm-hmm. I believe it was this one we could have seen on screen just now. Unfortunate finding the Water Hags. Water Hags, I find, are some of the most difficult enemies in the game. Even ignoring the Dark King, because you can find Water Hags at any stat block and just get bodied by them. So
Yeah, don't they have fire resistance too?
they have a fire weakness, to my
okay.
knowledge.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Oh, Wakewater.
Wakewater being found is also kind of nice. It allows you to check Spencer. Nobody wants to check Spencer because of how deep he is in Aquaria. But sometimes he has good stuff.
Well, it also opens up the back ledge of Focus Tower. So because we have Overworld Shuffle here, there might be some interesting location block over there.
Right. It does thaw 3 locations in the north side of Aquaria. Northwest, that is.
Yeah, Farfalu forgot that NPCs aren't providing anything. So he's going to lose a bit of time doing these useless checks.
A little bit. It's good practice, but not for this race.
Yeah, nothing has been too out of the way so far, so it shouldn't be too bad.
Mhm.
Oh, and it looks like the chicken sprite is a roast chicken.
I'm having a tough time making it out at this. It's a little blurry on my side. I may have to play with the chicken myself and get a better look at it. Farfelu finding the Cupid's locket. I do not recall exactly what that does. Let me find out. Cupid locket is silence, confusion, and blind. And 6 points of evasion, 6 points of defense, and 5 of magic.
Yeah, you're always happy to find the Cupid locket. It's a strong resistance.
Very strong. Silence itself is worthless because the silence attacks in this game are bugged so that you can never actually be inflicted with silence. But confusion, you never want confusion.
Oh yeah.
Confusion is the uh, worst status effect in the game aside from petrification and death. Because it makes you attack your allies and help your enemies. I didn't see what Farfelu got from Tristan there.
Good old cure potion.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so we're going up nicely for on the armor side, but we have found no weapon so far.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of a worst case scenario, wouldn't you say?
Well, it gets a bit scary at this point. 15 minutes in, you're wondering well, how twisted things are going to be down the road.
Right. Where could the weapons possibly be? We don't have a spoiler log, so we don't know where they are. But let's. No, it would be kind of difficult to go over where they could be. Definitely not in the Alive Forest. That's not where our first axe is going to be. There is one chest that's available, that one that we saw on Farfalu's side, in Mount Gale. Unfortunately, it's brown, so there's nothing important inside.
So no one has killed Midza yet, right?
I don't think anyone has killed Medusa yet.
Yeah, so I think we're looking at Midza hiding something important here.
That is entirely possible, but killing Medusa at these low levels? I know our runners can probably do it, but I sure couldn't.
Yeah, you tend to find her early, but you have to wait a bit before you can take her on. There's also Lava Dome, so Lava Dome's also there's a lot of check over there. Also, it's always scary because Hydra could be hiding something too, and is one of the
Right.
toughest boss.
But the lava dome is just in the water continent, so it's a good place to go. Uh, you wouldn't be able to get everything because we're still lacking a claw, but you gotta go in there at some point, right?
Right, and I mean with this setting, there's a few lose item, so you should be with the chest density. You should expect to find at least one or two items in there.
Right. And by loose items, we mean there will be some progression items that are just put in chests around the world, not necessarily in battlefields, not necessarily uh, tied to the original chest locations.
Right, brown box in the original game.
Right.
Oh,
I don't think lose items is a concept that's explained on the randomizer page, but it's brought over from the Final Fantasy One randomizer. Since you're also a dev on that, right, Ham?
yeah, I guess I'm using that terminology. But yeah, either way, there's some brown box location that we have a few items.
Mm-hmm.
We keep an eye.
Speaks fighting in the Wind Continent, it looks like. Is that where... What's going on here? Is that where the Ice Pyramid was put? It has to be, right? That's the only place this battle background happens.
Uh,
I wasn't paying the most attention to the overworld, I'm sorry.
right, these are Manticore, so yeah, no.
Yeah, it's strict enemy placements, so it has to be.
Oh, okay,
These are Wind Continent enemies. They must be in the Wind Continent.
right. Oh, and Farfalu is going to fight me, so.
All right, let's see how he does. I didn't see if Farfalu found life on Benjamin yet.
He must have. It was in one of the battlefield in the Firebird continent. So I can't imagine he skipped that one.
Thank you for the help there. And our tracker chiming in saying that I believe Dude Speaks has life, is what he said. Farfalu making good time on Medusa. And as I tend to put it, Maduka is Maguka. Hiding the Dragon Claw, that's amazing.
Yeah, that's huge. It's as a first weapon you're finding, it's really big. It's going to open up a few plays. It does put Duloan in play, which would be annoying.
It does, but 160 attack power and every status effect in the game. It is better than the sword in every possible way. I don't think the steel sword grants the speed bonus that that every other sword does, but I'm not certain about that. Farfalu going into Pazuzu's tower instead. This place does also require the Dragon Claw for almost all of its checks.
Right, we don't have the axe, so we won't be able to fight Pazuzu, but it does allow us to do a few more checks in there.
And the tower does have, I believe, 2 original important item boxes.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, so we're guaranteed at least 2 items there.
Yeah, it had the Excalibur and I think Flare, though I could be wrong about that.
I think you're right, yes.
Jumbo Bomb. That's 1. Mobius Crest. That's 2. There will be a 3rd.
Yeah, so Pazuzu Tower is providing. So that's the way to go.
Mm-hmm. That does give Farfaloo a much bigger lead than one might think. The crests aren't all too important, but just claw and bombs, that's pretty big. Not only does it open up a lot of checks, but it gets you through battles a lot easier. Each claw has a +5 magic bonus, which isn't all that impactful.
It's nice to have.
It's nice to have. But jumbo bombs are logic. We can break down walls now, and there are so many things just behind breakable walls that it's really tough to ignore the significance of it. That will be our last guaranteed important item right in there, that on Farfaloo's side.
White.
White being the third strongest magic spell in the game, but one of the best because it doesn't have to deal with weaknesses.
I
White
mean,
is non-elemental. Go ahead.
yeah, I mean, usually, if you don't have white, you can power through with flare, so
Mhm.
it's not something you really need at this point, but it's nice to have. Open up your options a bit.
If something does resist, that's not how I expected Farfaloo to get out from there. Jumping down from the ledge, I didn't think that was possible.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it is. The stair actually count uh, as
As a
a
second floor
yeah.
tile.
It's really the only place in the game though where it really does matter. So.
Mhm. In Mystic Quest, navigating the overworld, there are two Z levels. There's X and Y going left and right, up and down, but there's height, which I'm referring to as the Z axis. There are two Z levels. There's high and low. And stairs are normally how you navigate from high to low. You can't walk onto high tiles from a low tile without stairs. And I'm not sure how I don't know. It just defies expectation that that's possible. It makes perfect sense. It just defies expectation. Farfaloo finding the moon helmet, which unfortunately is irrelevant because he already had the Apollo helmet. In case you weren't aware, in Mystic Quest, equipment gets put on to Benjamin automatically, and only ever to Benjamin, the character you control. Samus in Farfaloo's case, the chicken in this dude speaks' case. Excalibur being a fantastic weapon as well, way more powerful than the Dragonclaw at 250 base power. But to continue my explanation about armor, armor specifically gets equipped automatically, unlike most other RPGs. It only gets equipped if it's better than what you currently have, though. That's Farfaloo getting our first crystal, according to the tracker at least. I don't think there were any other crystals that we've seen so far. So, yeah, the first crystal.
Yeah, and this should be another quest complete for Farfaloo.
Mhm.
getting that sweet exit spell access.
Right, and putting Tristram up to level 23.
Gaia's armor is really good. Strongest
Gaia
armor in
armor
the
as
game.
well. All we're missing is the Aegis shield, and Benjamin will be fully kitted out.
Yeah, so at this point we're really only looking for the axe, and I think at this point Farfelu will be just going full steam ahead at this point.
Mm-hmm. The axe, jumbo bombs would be nice. Aegis shield would also be really nice, especially since we don't have petrification resistance otherwise.
Right, it's a bit scary, but with the Cupid Lockets and Gaia armor, you're well protected against everything else. So
Mm-hmm.
that's something you can roll the dice for.
Farfelu kind of catching up to this dude speaks in the Ice Pyramid, but he's much better prepared for the place, so he'll probably take much less time going through it.
Yeah, Ice Pyramid has been really nasty for this dude speak.
There's a bit of a sunk cost fallacy going on here.
Yeah, especially since he doesn't have a claw, so he cannot get to Ice Golem. So he'll have
Right.
to come back. Oh, Mega Grenade still.
Those are nice. I don't think dude had a bomb before now.
No.
And these beholders might not be the right word for them, but they're weak to bombs. And they reflect all your spells, so it's better to use bombs on them than anything else. When given the option.
Yes, Odran, they do get XP if they're dead. So
Yes.
this is very important early game because since Benjamin always start level 1, he's going to be eating a lot of dirt early on.
Odoron asked if vines can be cut open earlier as well. I don't think there's any vines that need to be cut open in the game. Yeah, no, there aren't. Just doing a quick review of the tile sets in my head. There's no... It's only trees, mushrooms, and stone walls that get destroyed. Ah. My bad, Odoron.
Yeah, because there is vines, but you go down them. You do not cut them off.
Right, right.
And hopefully only the vine from the rope bridge will be seen in this game.
Yeah, nobody wants to go in the giant tree. But that's only because it's such a long area. One of the longest in the game, I believe.
Yeah, it has a very meandering design. So and the thing is, there's so little payoff. There's only one guaranteed chest in there, and you have to fight the boss to get to it. So it's just really annoying all around.
Mhm. Dude made it to the end of what he could in the ice pyramid.
Yeah, doing the.
I imagine he hoped to find a claw in there at some point, as well as bombs, but he didn't.
Exit.
He did find exit for Ben.
Yeah, that's also very annoying to find it at the end of the dungeon. Could have gotten this at the beginning right away and just exit out once you got to the top of the pyramid.
It is a bad feeling, yeah.
Yeah, Jude is a bit better levels right now, but he's really behind on exploration. It's going to be hard to
He
catch
has
up.
he has better levels on Benjamin, but Benjamin's levels aren't as impactful as levels on the partner, I would say. Ah, there's the Giant's Axe.
And Farfalu is
Farfalu,
set.
he is set for logic. He's only missing the Mega Grenades, which he will, I assume, go back for.
Right, you should check the chest and the fourth floor. So should be getting his mega grenades too.
Mhm. The Dark King is still the great equalizer. We do not have a good idea of who will win just yet, but we can make predictions.
Oh yeah, for sure it's not over for this to speak yet. Marfaluto is a really strong runner, even if he has been a bit inactive for a while now. He's always a very scary opponent.
Dude finding the Charm Claw, which it's not a grappling hook, but it is a claw. So it will allow him back into the bottom area of the ice pyramid where Farfalu just was. Farfalu does have 2 crystals, though. With the knowledge we have in comms, if I were Dude right now, I would be skipping everything and just going straight to the end of the Bone Dungeon. Without the knowledge from comms, I would still be doing exactly what Dude is doing.
Oh yeah, Bone Dungeon is a quick, easy dungeon. There's a few guarantee check. So, and there's a crystal. It's a pretty easy boss to kill.
Mhm.
So usually go for it if you can. There you go. Life making quick work out of flamers.
That'll be Dude's first crystal. And we'll see how quickly he gets his second. Now that Tristram's up to level 23. Dude also grabs the Gaia armor. As is expected. That's a vanilla red chest. So it was prioritized.
Oh, we're going to check the Doom Castle chest.
I don't recall exactly what was in there, but it was red, to my knowledge. Just a steel helmet.
I believe it was the Aegis Shield.
That would make sense.
Alright, that's a good move. Going for Lava Dome. With the Mega Grenades, you have 2 guaranteed check. They go pretty fast. So it should be set up. You should be able to kill Hydra also at the same time.
It shouldn't be all that difficult. With Water Continent enemies on the way down, the Battle Axe now in hand, not being all that relevant for this dungeon, but it being relevant for logic otherwise. It's a fantastic location to be in at the moment. He's the right level. He can easily destroy anything here. Up to and including the blanking on dual head Hydra. $17 and $23 is more than comfortable for our runners, I believe.
Yeah, it should be fine. With Tristan having good speed, should be able to outspeed Hydra. So that fight should be pretty should go pretty well.
Mm-hmm. Taking a look at the guaranteed red chest, and it is the Aegis Shield.
Wow.
We have official petrification resistance. Man the battle stations.
Yeah, and Farfel is going to get it too. It's going to have a full set of armor.
So Farfalu's Benjamin will be nigh unstoppable. Yep, there he goes. Were I not in the commentator's booth and I were in the race, I wouldn't be checking the vanilla red chest locations because I didn't properly understand that loose locations were a thing. I just thought if brown chests were enabled, then all red chests would be considered brown chests. But that's not the case, and our runners do understand that.
Yeah, so they might be still do a few check in the hope of finding the Thunder Rock, so they can get at least Tristan to level 31.
Mm-hmm. That would be nice.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's missing from Gomal. Like, ideally you'd want him to be 41, but the things have been going, it's going to hard to fit in both the Thunder Rock if it's deep and the dual land fight.
The Dragonclaw was... I forget where it was now. Do you recall, Ham? Behind Medusa. Thank you,
right.
Rob.
Thank you.
Do you think Dude would go back for it? Not knowing that Dragonclaw would very specifically be under Medusa?
I mean, he's going to need it for Dragon Clay is required because you have to fight Pazuzu. So he'll have to dig for it. I mean, hopefully he didn't forget about Medusa. Especially
Hopefully.
when you have exit, it should be a quick check.
Hmm.
But yeah, I can't blame him doing Lavadome first or something like that, because it's a lot of check also.
Our runners are nearly high-fiving. Feels to me like it's a... There they go.
Yeah,
That's the high five.
we'll be getting dual head Hydras.
One might say it's a quadra-head Hydra.
Haha.
But to finish my thought there, it felt like a relay race. Not in the sense that our runners are helping each other, but in the sense that one guy in front has the baton, the other guy in the back is trying to run really hard to catch up, but just can't.
So Electropulse, so it seems Hydra has the Ice Golem script, maybe? No, no.
Definitely not.
So Electropulse and Fire. Oh,
I
is that
wouldn't know.
Jin?
It could be Jin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's Jin.
I don't have all the enemy scripts laid out.
Oh yeah, yeah. Flame Pillar, that's Jin. Alright, it's not a bad script to get. Shouldn't be nothing too scary there.
Right, it shouldn't be all that bad. Question about script shuffle, Ham. Are bosses restricted only to boss scripts?
They are.
I see.
So all the first round boss and all the mini boss are going to be shuffled together between themselves, and then if you have the darking enabled, you'll be shuffled in with the second round boss.
Otherwise, is it that the fiend refights, as I'm going to call them, only get shuffled between each other?
Yeah.
That's good to know.
Yeah, and Farfaloo is going right off to Pazuzu.
As he should. It's the only crystal left. He's very well equipped. Our runners have definitely beaten the game before with Benjamin at levels lower than 20. And I don't think they're all too fussed about the partner level either.
Well, I'm pretty sure Farfaloo is going to go for Dulan because Tristan level 23 is okay. I mean, you can pull it off, but you really want the safety of having him at 31, at level 31.
Right. And that ties into what I was talking about earlier about the partner level being more impactful. Because stats in this game aren't really all that important. A single stat point, I mean, isn't all that important. The 5 points of stats you get from equipping the correct weapon, not that impactful. It's just another 15 points of damage when you're dealing 4 digits. Or 3 digits, or so. And about that, did you want to talk about the Master Quest bit?
Um,
Specifically, how the balancing team has been doing? I remember they wanted to make stats more impactful. If not, that's fine.
yeah, well, I haven't followed up on that, so you might know a bit more, but you might know a bit more about that. But
I haven't been keeping up with the balance team at all. I'm talking about how the Mystic Quest Rando team has been wanting to develop a ROM hack of Final Fantasy Mystic Quest that can be used with the randomizer site. We can go more into it after the race is done, now that I think about it.
right, as Parvelu is going to be facing Pazuzu.
Mhm.
Let's see what we have here.
In case you're not aware, Pazuzu has the unique ability to turn on or off his spell reflect status.
Oh, Pazuzu has the Behemoth script.
The... Oh wow, really?
It's nice because you only get one attack, Horn, which
It
means it's
is.
pretty consistent. It's bad because Horn is really strong on boss.
It's strong when your opponent has tons of health, which Pazuzu does.
Yep.
Which I guess I'll go into my whole commentator quirk of explaining damage value or formulas. In Mystic Quest, the monster damage formula uses the monster's max health multiplied by 8. And if it's a boss, it then divides it by 10, I believe. Or sorry, divided by 8, then divides it further by 10. Horn, if I can find it in here. Wraparound, beak, branch, horn, there it is. Horn is one of the weakest attacks. It has a power value of 1, and it only multiplies the health and power value by 1.5. It's not the weakest attack possible. That would be if it used damage formula C rather than damage formula B. But it is one of the weakest attacks that exist. And I see that Pazuzu still does use Sight Shield, even though he does have the Behemoth's script.
Yeah.
How how difficult was that to achieve, Ham?
Not at all. This is actually how it's called in the game. All the boss have their own special, let's say, script that's not linked with the attack script. So even if that's different, they still do. They still have their bits.
Would you mind telling the class what the other bosses do? I know Pazuzu's Sight Shield is the most plainly obvious one, but what about, say, Flamerus?
I don't think Flamerus has anything actually, but Ice Golem will have a Desperation attack at 25% HP, and
Is that Snowstorm all the time?
Yeah, Snowstorm, yeah. And Hydra will have is using the first half of his script on his when he's at on the first half of his HP, and then the second half is going to use the second half of his script.
I think Farfaloo made a mistake here, not reviving Tristram.
Yeah, I believe Might miss
Did
it.
he run out of white points?
I think Pazuzu landed a crit hit on Tristan.
He did, yes.
Yeah, so he was probably hoping to be able to finish the fight without having to rest Tristan, but yeah, that didn't pan out.
Yeah, unfortunately, this is a game about defense. If you don't have enough defense, you can't win any fights. Any of the harder fights, that is. And if your partner goes down, well, you have to revive them, no matter what. Because you simply cannot know how much health an enemy has. It properly resets. I wonder,
Resetting.
what reason could he have to do that? Did he
Oh,
Was he worried about his seeds? Because you
yeah,
don't get items back if you restart the game after game overing in a fight.
yeah, he has only
But you
4
do,
seeds, so
yeah. Uh, if that's the concern, then I would dupe some seeds and take an intentional death. Wouldn't you say that's a good idea, him? Dude's not going to run out of seeds. He's got 53.
I mean, you're in the fight anyway, so you have to reset. Um, and I think it just got. Oh, well, I don't know. I think it's fine to just plan to not lose your next fight, but maybe if he's going to have to reset there again, he might go for duping some seed then.
Interesting. Just what kind of strategies they do or don't employ.
Yes, so I think also Pazuzu outspeed Tristan. That's a mistake. Yeah, Pazuzu outspeed Tristan on Snowball, so that might be also causing some problem here.
Right. Pazuzu's speed does go up throughout the fight, doesn't it?
Does it?
Does it? I I'm not sure. I'm asking.
Yeah, I don't think it does. But the game do some weird stuff like that, so who knows?
Yeah, I'm thinking of the Dark King, how each of its
Right, yeah.
phases has different stats. And I believe the last phase, or the second to last phase, both of them just have more speed.
Right, phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3, 4 of the Dark King each have a different stats line. So that might
Right.
come into play, yeah.
If I recall correctly, Dark King 4 doesn't have anything coded about it. It's just graphics. So if you manage to skip phase 3 somehow, and go straight to phase 4, it'll still have everything about phase 2 applied to it.
Yeah, that's right. Meanwhile, this dude speak just finished Ice Pyramid, so he's going to face his own Pazuzu pretty soon. Oh, going for Winter Cave.
He may not have been here before. He has been here before. Phoebe's gone.
Right, but with no bombs or claw, you can go really far.
Mhm.
So yeah, Pazuzu's turned out to be the great equalizer this time. Might be maybe at this point if Farfalu wipes again, I might be thinking of just bailing out and going for Dulan to get some extra HP.
That would be a good idea. But I think the main problem is the lack of seeds. So he might just pop over to Fireberg, spend every piece of cash he owns on seeds, get lined up with Dude in that respect, and then immediately come back. Dude is in Wintry Cave. I'm wondering what precisely is under, not Fanquid, Squidite. It's probably either one of the keys of the Thunder Rock or a garbage piece of equipment that we don't want.
Yeah, I'd be really hoping for the Thunder Rock. That would be great and would actually even out things a bit with Farfaloo. But yeah,
We
there's
haven't
not
seen
a
the
lot.
Thunder Rock. We don't know where it is. And Squidite will be quite easy. It's a Water Continent tier enemy. We're way past that level at the moment.
Oh,
It resists fire, but we don't really care. Or at least I thought it resisted fire. The Cat Claw. Unfortunate yet again.
yeah, this is really disappointing.
Pazuzu down to around a third of its health.
Yep, no bad
Dude
luck
is now
so far.
going... He's had alright luck so far.
Yeah,
But-
it just dodge Pazuzu getting turn order here.
And Dude now making his way to Medusa. He's gonna grab that Dragon Claw. He's gonna be up Pazuzu's tower and on his way.
And down goes
Pazuzu
Pazuzu.
is down.
Yeah, so that's go mode for Farfaloo. We'll
Mhm.
see if he's going to try to finish some quest there. And then off to the Dark King.
And the Steel Shield in the guaranteed red chest.
Yeah, you don't want to see that.
Farfaloo popping into Fireberg to buy, well, get Tristram's check and buy 20-ish seeds. 20 seeds exactly, sorry.
Oh no, he's no good. Not going for any levels for the companions. Just going to go straight to Dark King.
He doesn't think he needs them.
Or maybe just doing the chest.
No, I think he is gonna go straight for the boss rush. He
Yeah,
just wanted the guaranteed red chest first.
So yeah, this is doable, but it can get very scary. As we've seen with Horn, like 1000 HP on Tristan is not a lot. He can
Right.
get one shot at if we get some nasty attacks. He
The
doesn't.
bosses around here have higher stats than the entire rest of the game, I believe.
Yeah.
Skullrus Rex and Stone Golem are both susceptible to exit, though it doesn't get you any experience for Benjamin. They are the preferred way of defeating both of those bosses, though. Oh, the Stone Golem has Dark King Phase 2 attacks. That is honestly good to see.
Well, that does mean that Dark King Phase 2 has corrosive and other stone golem attacks, so that can get a bit scary. They're pretty strong.
Does it?
Yeah.
Is it guaranteed that the Dark King swaps trips with whoever gets his?
Right. So skill shuffle will do swaps for everything. So if you find one script, then you know the opposite will be will be with the other boss.
I see. Uh, Based on the name alone, I would have assumed that it puts all the scripts in, say, a list, randomizes that list, and then doles them out based on uh, location in the enemy list.
Yeah, I guess it's a bit of a misnomer. Ooh, wow.
Ooh. This has got to be Skullrus's script, then.
Yeah, so this is exactly the kind of scenario where you want a more beefy Tristan to help out.
Right.
Yeah, especially he doesn't have stone defense, petrified defense, so him having a better magic defense would help a bit. And this dude speaks is going to face his own Pazuzu.
Dude should have an easier time with Pazuzu, just by virtue of Benjamin being slightly higher level.
I mean, it doesn't make a difference.
It doesn't
They
really.
both get
Dude,
two shots by Horn, so could matter if he start to use some cure strat, but I don't think he will. Nope, down whatever.
My point being that Ben has a little bit higher stats so he can do a little bit more damage.
Oh yeah,
So it may take, say, 20 turns instead of 23.
right. Ooh.
Farfalu makes it all the way to Zo, though. Same gimmick, different palette. paralyzed. Does Za have Dark King 1's script?
Looks like it. Yeah, Iron Mail.
So the scripts for Dark King will be Za, then Stone Golem, then I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, so there's probably either Skullrus. Yeah, Skullrus script could be in there too. We didn't really see him do anything, so.
No. Phase 3 will be Phase 3, because Skullrus and Flamers, or sorry, Skullrus and Twinhead Wyvern got swapped.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Our runners don't have any refreshers, which they probably don't really care about, because refreshers just remove buffs, or sorry, remove debuffs. And Iron Nail is a debuff attack. It debuffs your defense until you have effectively none.
Yeah, debuff do stack, and while just one stack isn't too bad, having a few pill ups can be pretty significant.
Mm-hmm.
And Zoo is down, off to the Dark King.
Did Farfalu forego the seeds?
He did. I mean, you have 20. You're good enough.
Yeah, but it's still a ballsy play.
I don't mind.
Dude does...
Save the frame.
Nah, save the seeds. Plant that garden. Anyways. Dude does have all of the crystals. He is gonna go fight Dullahan just to get Tristram up one more tier. Will he... he doesn't have the Thunder Rock yet, so perhaps it's in here.
That would be very convenient. He did catch up
be.
a bit with Pazuzu. He had a better fight. So maybe having the extra level there on Tristram is going to make the difference.
How strong is Flare on Tristram, roughly?
It's pretty strong. I mean, it's about the same as what you expect from Benjamin. I mean, Tristram has a bit his magic stats a bit isn't as good as Ben, but because he would be also level 41 with it, it's about the same.
Gotcha. It looks like the Dullahan is susceptible to paralysis.
Yeah, he is. That's what makes.
I also didn't.
Yeah, Tristram is a really good companion to have when facing to land.
Absolutely locked down. Farfalu's having a tough time. Only the magic ring, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, but we got level 34. I think you just go.
Mm-hmm.
Too bad for Flare.
We don't need it. Tristram has 15,000 health.
And yeah, Farfalu is very struggling with against Dark King here. the zoo attacks are just really strong all around.
Hmm. When playing casually, I often get frustrated myself at Doom Dance, I believe it is.
Oh yeah,
So if it gets to be too much, if I get the double Doom Dance on both my characters and it's consecutive and it works, I just I don't take it. I just hex edit Zuz's health down to a single hit.
but in this case it's not so bad because Tristan does resist the Doom, so it's one thing you don't have to worry about.
Hmm.
But everything else, I mean, yeah.
I'm gonna wonder about that stone block attack. It doesn't. The stone golem never does much damage with it, but the Dark King seems to be doing a lot. I'll have to look more into that. Dude having a little bit of trouble on the Windhead Wyvern. But we are in the end game. Things will end relatively soon, regardless of quite how they end.
Or will they? Yeah, we're back on phase 2 on Farfalu's side.
Mhm.
Yeah, corrode gas is also really bad.
Right. That is another instant death attack. It does do damage, so that's different than Doom Dance, but it will instantly kill anyone who, I believe, takes damage from it and isn't resistant to instant death, which
Right.
is everyone but Tristan.
Yeah, and see, having Dark King outspeed Tristan is a huge liability right now.
Right.
With Ben getting one shot left and right, it gives you really little margin to deal damage.
He kind of has to play it extremely safe. Not letting Tristram do anything on the turns where he doesn't want to heal.
Right, but it does have stare too, which means that Tristan can get confused and that everything just goes out.
He's decided to just leave Tristram on auto now.
That's a bad idea.
Sorry?
That's not a good idea, as we just saw Tristan using Quake, which didn't do anything.
I would agree there, yeah. He has resources, it's best to spend them, since the only resource that really matters to our runners is how many white points Tristram has. We don't care about his black points, we don't care about his remaining shuriken. There's a Prinny.
And it's Venia. Okay.
Like I predicted. and that means we are at risk of many status effects, including petrification,
Right.
as we don't see right here.
But at least Ben is it does resist everything, so
We do have one petrification resistance, which is typically all anyone ever needs. Silver Web coming out. It hits Ben, which is good, because he resists everything. But it can inflict a bunch of status effects. I don't recall exactly which ones. Let me see if I can find out real quick. Silver Web. All I've got written down is Poison and Confusion.
yeah, sounds about right, yeah. Ah. And yeah, Ben being on level 18 means he's under a lot of threshold for damage. Getting killed by spider kids is pretty bad.
Right. I should mention, though, that the Dark King's attacks are not dependent on the stat blocks of the monsters that use them at all. They just do flat damage. Spider Kids will always do 108 multiplied by 8, which is, I think, 864 damage minus your defense. Oh, Farfalu gives up. There was nothing he could do there. The Dark King outsped Ben. Even with a sword, I assume.
Yeah, I think he's going to go for Julian here. Yep.
He is. He's going for something.
Yeah, so
Most likely.
yeah, having Tristan level 31 also have him give him more speed stats, and that's going to be badly needed for this fight. If Tristan can outspeed more readily the Dark King, it should go a bit better.
Dude, meanwhile, making his way up to Zuh.
Almost there.
The ads are gone. Farfalu makes his way to Dullahan, like predicted. The vampires here, I believe, are weak to fire. I know the ones in the lava dome are weak to fire.
Yeah, they should be. There's one enemy, one mob that has a mix-up in its resistance. I don't remember which one.
I think it's the werewolves,
Oh
because
yeah, that's it. Yeah. Because
the later ones are weak to fire and the earlier ones are not.
Right, it doesn't make sense that the Cerberus would be weak to fire, but they are.
It could also be the Sphinx and the Manticore. I don't recall the Sphinx being weak to water, but the Manticore definitely is.
Well, I'm not sure how it works out lore-wise for the Sphinx and the Manticore, but
Uh, I don't quite know what happens with manticores in their official, like, Greek or Roman bestiary type ways.
Yeah, and there we go. Level 34 Tristan for Farfaloo.
Farfalu's also going to go check out this chest that he saw earlier. It's the captain's cap.
Yeah, he might turn down a bit for the Thunder Rock too. Oh no, getting
Dude does
levels.
make it past the... Go ahead.
Yeah, you know he's going to get a few levels for Ben too. So this dude is at Dark King now. His Ben is level 22, which should make things a bit easier for phase 3 and 4.
Definitely. He'll be able to survive Spider Kids, guaranteed.
Which is big.
Very big. He may even be able to survive the laser, which is 120 damage multiplied by 8, minus your defense. Pulling up a calculator. That's 960 damage minus your defense. At level 22, I don't have the vanilla calculations on hand. Do you know him?
I don't. I have a feeling that you need to be level 24 to resist to be over the threshold, though.
Gotcha.
Because I know when we did SGL 2022, that was people were settling around level 20, 22, and then you'd get one shot, still get one shot by Spark.
Mm-hmm. There's something I've never been too certain about. If you defend yourself, does it do anything?
Oh yeah, it does have the damage.
Ah, gotcha.
So yeah, defending is very strong in this game. It's just that it comes you're so limited at what you can do that you know you don't have a lot of opportunity to use it.
Mm-hmm. Tristram at level 34 appears to be outspeeding the Dark King.
Sounds about right, yeah. Alright, so there we go. Farfaloo went to level 20 to be able to survive 2 Spider Kids, and he's going to go back to the Dark King now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but already phase 3 for this dude. Also facing the
He might
brain.
be the first to finish on stream.
Oh.
Silverweb coming out on Tristram. A confused companion is one of the hardest enemies to deal with in the game.
Yeah, I think no contest. This is the worst ailment to get inflicted with.
But Tristram doesn't have any agility debuffs. I don't think one would even be possible. So he's always going to outspeed the Dark King. Until perhaps phase 4. This is conjecture, but I think phase 4 just has maxed out stats, period.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I don't think so. Like,
No?
especially for Dark King, the stats don't matter that much, so I don't think they're all maxed out. I mean, Tristan doesn't have maxed out speed either, but he's just so fast anyway. So,
Mhm. The reason I say that is because, uh, since I normally play with Kaylee, sometimes the Dark King has went from not outspeeding to definitely outspeeding after a phase shift.
yeah, well, he might be getting a boost, but I don't know if he's getting maxed out. That's what I mean.
Right.
But yeah, phase 4 now for this
Mhm.
dude. I think he's going to make it.
I don't see why he wouldn't. He just needs to keep doing what he's doing.
Unless if a bad confused Tristan. Okay, no, we're good.
We've been getting lucky with Tristan recovering from confusion. Well, dude has been getting lucky. I'm not sure us in the commentator booth can be described as lucky for that. Mega White does not
Uh,
split its damage across players.
and another wipe for Farfaloo.
Unfortunate.
And
And
yeah,
that's it. Dude
GG's.
Speaks, GG. Dude Speaks is the first one to finish on stream with a official racetime.gg time of 1 hour, 30 minutes, and 13 seconds. Dude is unfortunately the third one to finish overall. Tax was first place with an hour 13 minutes 32 seconds, and Passamorpheus was second place with an hour 19 minutes and 16 seconds. It looks like Farfaloo has forfeited from the race. We've got GG's all around. Indeed, GG to everyone who participated, and we'll see if Dude wants to come into the commentator booth to Dude and Farfaloo, I guess, want to come into the commentator booth to have an interview. There he is. I got it. Hey there.
Hello, hello.
Well, how do you think the run was, dude?
Honestly, I think the run was pretty good. It was straightforward. There wasn't really too much of a hassle with the exception of Twin Head Hydra. So I think overall it was pretty good.
Mm-hmm. How did you like the coin placements?
The coin placements were a little bit difficult, not gonna lie, but once you got everything, it was pretty easy to just flow right through. It was the hardest part, I think, was finding the Dragon's Claw for me.
Yeah, you did. You did kind of skip the Medusa. Farfaloo
I
did
did.
go to Medusa fairly early.
I have a fear of doing Medusa early. It's one of my downfalls.
Ah, yeah, I can see why. Petrification
Nor-
is no joke.
Exactly. Not only that, but normally when I do practice seeds, Medusa usually has something along the lines of like DK abilities or something along that just makes it next to impossible to do. So I fade her until last possible second.
Right. Uh, but like progression with the coins was pretty vanilla. The crests were kind of ignored, even though it's expert logic.
Yeah, the I just tried to just flow through and follow the items, so it was just going through with that. I wanted to try to get the crystal done as quick as possible. I knew I could do the summit of the volcano really easily.
Mhm.
I was a gamble whether I was going to find a thunder rock or not, and then at the very last second, I was like, you know what? I'm going to do Doulahan just after I do Pazuzu, just because I want that tier 3 Tristram.
And it really helped you out too. Farfelu was having quite a bit of trouble on Dark King, specifically because, well, his Tristram and Benjamin weren't as powerful as yours were, especially not
Okay.
in the beginning.
Right, right. Yeah, I was surprised that I got up to level 22, but the easiest thing, and it's something that I learned from watching Possum play as much as he has, just grind out the battlefields as much as possible, and you're going to get free levels.
Definitely.
And I was just fortunate that there were not a lot of Windia battlefields at the very beginning, so it was easy to. Before I even left the forest area, I was already, I think, level 6 or 7.
Hmm. That does sound about right. Uh, there were quite a lot of experienced battlefields, weren't they? Or
There
they're
really were.
just clumped up near the beginning.
Yeah, it was really easy to gain that level up. And then once I found the coin, I believe it was the sand coin first, I knew where I was going, but I wanted to clear out those battlefields just because it's free experience.
It is. Did you manage to get the double level up glitch anywhere?
I did actually with the first battlefield that I did, I double leveled up from 1 to 3 right away.
Nice. Any thoughts on the script shuffling?
The script shuffling wasn't too bad, with the exception of dual head Hydra, or twin head Hydra rather. Twin head Hydra was a little bit difficult, but I was very shocked with how easy Za was.
Right, if I recall correctly, Twinhead got Skullrus's script, which normally people just ignore outright.
Right, right. Plus, not only that, but finding exits in Ice Palace when I did my first dive for it made everything so much easier because I knew whether Tristan was going to get it or not, I was going to be able to cheese the first 2 Skullhead and Golem.
Hmm. You were stuck in the Ice Palace for quite a while. I figured it was a bit of sunk cost fallacy. What do you think about that?
It was those beholders and their ability to heal. Plus, not only that, but only having the steel sword was just a menace in itself.
Right. Let's see, what else? Is there anything else you want to talk about regarding the seed?
I just think overall it was a great seed. I'm happy that it was Tristan and not Ruben, because I probably would still be playing if it was Ruben.
Is Ruben that bad? I personally think Tristram's the worst.
Tristan, in my opinion, is actually probably the best if you can get him to 4 for the extra flare kick. Ruben, he's slower than all the rest of the other companions, in my opinion, so he's harder to go through the game with, especially when you have to rely on clutch healing like I did at the very end when DK was throwing out those mega whites.
Ah, I gotcha. Ruben being really slow would be a big problem. Uh, but I think that's about everything. Wouldn't you?
I believe so.
All right. So, thank you for being here and being
Thank you
part of
very
the
much for
interview.
having me. I
No
appreciate it.
problem. And thank you, Han, for commentating with me.
Yeah,
Is-
thank you too for being the main com on this. Thanks to Socket for tracking.
Indeed. Thank you, Socket. Are there any final thoughts you've got, Han?
None. This was a really entertaining race. GG again, Farfelu, and this dude speaks. It wasn't easy to navigate.
I agree wholeheartedly. I think that'll be about it then. Thank you for having us all on here, Final Fantasy Randomizer, and see you later.